Welcome back, guys. This is Automotive Anonymous, and I'm driving an RST 6.2. That's a 2024. And dang, does this thing roar. This is not a full review. This is just a point of view driving impressions for the most part. Fun little video I wanted to share with you guys. I just finished making a video where I compared this truck 0 to 60 against a brand new F-150 with the big boy 3.5 liter EcoBoost. And I just wanted to show you guys how these compare 0 to 60 both in a roll off of idle and with a launch to see which one's faster, because these are basically the pinnacle of each truck for the regular market. And this one's really fun, so I wanted to keep it for a few extra minutes. I'll link it below in the description if you're interested in buying it. It's at Twin Falls Chevy. They're a really cool dealership, and you're gonna get a discount if you buy it from them. But this is a nice truck. Leather-wrapped wheel, leather seats. It's missing the sunroof, how this one's configured. But overall, these are really fun. I've driven a lot of Silverados over the last year or two, a lot of these modern ones. In fact, I think every trim level, but maybe a work truck other than the regular cabs I've driven. And they're fun, so whether you're driving an LT, a custom, or even up to the ZR2 Bison, Silverados are fun. They're human-centric, ergonomically pleasing, they're well laid out, well designed, and there's really no doubt why Chevy sells about 500,000 of these every single year. Meanwhile, the Sierras, which are usually a little bit more expensive, sell about half of that, maybe $250,000 a year at least. You add all those numbers up, and they almost do as well as the F-150s. There's definitely a different feel. There's definitely a different smell between the inside of these trucks, as I've just been hopping out between the two. But the 6.2, it roars. It seriously sounds really good, really entertaining, and it's pretty quick. Let me show you a 0 to 60 time right here. And the true time, as you can see, came in pretty impressive at 6.57 seconds. Not bad for our elements. So mid sixes, when we're at almost a mile above sea level, density altitude equivalent, that's quite impressive. Yeah, this is probably rated about a second faster at sea level if you don't count rollout, which usually is 3 to 4/10ths of a second. So to still do what this does with 6.2 liters big boy displacement, that's pretty impressive. And again, I'm driving this one now. I'm making this impromptu video just because it's a hoot to drive. It's really fun. But you know what's interesting? How big and bloated full-size trucks have become just in the last couple generations. Thankfully, the mirrors do a really good job. The cabin isn't that long, so you can see right down the middle. But usually the way that this is configured with the standard bed and the full-size four-door, the way that most big trucks are configured now, they're usually about 19.3 feet long. They usually weigh up to about 6,000 pounds if you're a half-ton truck. And they're a whole lot of fun, if we're being honest. But it is just crazy how big these are and how slow you have to go when you take a corner. I'm going 12 miles an hour. Thankfully, I have the power to power out. But these don't change directions well. There's a lot of body roll. And driving around on the streets, honestly, in my opinion, driving the lower trim levels versus the higher ones like the ZR2 with the Multimatic suspension, there's not a huge difference in comfort, in my opinion, because they all are pretty comfortable. All these big, giant, full-size trucks, they're pretty squishy, they're pretty floaty. Probably the most comfortable truck I've ever driven is the Raptor R, but that was on 37-inch tires and has an insane suspension setup. All these regular ones, so much more comfortable than the old body styles and the early, kind of round modern body styles from the early 2000s, and even through basically all of them. Basically, the most current generation will always remind you of what the previous generation lacks. And although I don't like the size of this compared to some of the smaller, older generations, it's comfortable, it's a good ride, and it would be difficult to want to go backwards after having this, having all the amenities, the heads-up display, paddle shifters on the steering wheel of your full-size big V8 truck. There's seriously just so much that this thing offers. I'm in two-wheel drive, but I do like the clutch-based all-wheel drive system that Chevy offers, or I should say 4-auto, because you can shift on the fly. Having 4-auto is really nice to not have to worry about getting it in and out when we have snow like we do, randomly at various times in this area. And if you live up north, if you live in a state that gets a lot of snow, you're gonna want a 4-wheel drive truck. It makes a difference. I was in Vegas not too long ago, and there were some 2-wheel drive trucks there, and they were over $60,000, which just boggles my mind, because you buy a truck to do work stuff. You don't buy just a daily commute, drive around. If you're gonna get 15 miles per gallon realistically in something like this, that's a lot of money to be getting poor gas mileage and to not be using it as a truck. But thankfully, those back seats are ginormous. You can fit full-size people back there. It feels like a small living room. And, you know, about a 6'5" bed. You can do a lot of work truck things if you want to. This one can have a payload capacity, how it's spec'd, in the upper teens. So it really can hold a lot. For reference, the ZR2 Bison has a payload capacity of only a little bit over 1,000 pounds, which is pretty crazy if you ask me. But overall, driving a full-size truck, if you're out in the country like this, if you do work things, I do think you're gonna have fun. I do think that's a pretty good time. And when you wanna display the power, we didn't get any tire smoke, but we did have a good time. Lots of wheel spin. This thing does a good job at most things, but one thing that it lacks in is turning. There's a little bit of a pullout right here. Let me see if I can even do a U-turn while staying on the road. Nope, I can't. So off camera, I'm gonna hop out of the truck. I'm gonna take some body shots of it to show you what I'm gonna, be overlaying in this video, and then we'll wrap it up with my final thoughts. And if you like what you see so far, you like big engines and you like Silverados, like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. And as I pull back on the road and enjoy the power that you're gonna pay for with the 6.2, this is really good. I've done a few other 0 to 60 comparison videos too of all 4 engines offered in the 1500 platform for this year, 2024. And the 6.2 under most circumstances is the winner. But if you want to see who gets second, third, and last place, check out that video. Otherwise, just know that I'm having a good time driving this. And if you guys had 27% as much fun as I had just to make this for you, then I think we're all winners here. But anyways, guys, I wish you the best. If you want to check out some Silverado review videos, I have a few from 2024 on my channel. I'll probably do more just as the winter and the spring carry on. I also have a bunch of videos from last year. They get better all the time. But if you're looking for more objectiveness and specs and stats, check those out. If you just want to see how fun it is to sit up high, to look down on all these regular cars, then this might be the video for you. Otherwise, guys, if you're still listening, thank you. I wish you the best. Subscribe, like this video, show your support, and comment below what else you want to see. Do you want to see other 0 to 60s? I always use a GPS for those because it's fun. I like to know specs. I like to know stats. But whatever you want to watch or whatever you like or didn't like about this pretty quick point of view driving video, let me know in the comments below. Your opinion matters just as much as mine does. And with that said, hope to see you guys on the next one. See ya.